Welcome to the second view due for the familiar essay. This is on the first reading that we're doing on Didion, her, her essay on why I write. I've decided here to talk about research in reference to Didion, and you might think by looking at her essay that there's very little research that she did to write this essay, but take another look. So I say here, every sort of writer, from romance writers to technical writers, do research. No one ever knows everything it takes to write a compelling essay, novel, or poem without consulting outside sources. Take a look at Didion. Okay, so for instance, she looks at her personal life, specifically her college experience, and she brings up the Bevatron at Berkeley and the oil refineries around the Carquinez Straits. These are all details that are important to give the essay some depth. Okay, you might not think they're research, but a writer would have to get the names right, look at the route that she took as a student way back then, think about the terminal, the Greyhound bus terminal, and the bus, and that sort of thing. Okay, and then she has to pick in this essay some people some literary figures who are important to what she's saying. She doesn't just arbitrarily put Henry James and Milton in there. There's purposes for doing that, because there's lots of people that a person like her would have read in college. So why Henry James and Milton? Well, the reason is that it has something to do with her essay. It gives the essay a particular depth. It gives it a particular slant. All of these things are important. You don't just put in stuff because it's there. You put in stuff because it's important to what you're writing, for the purpose of what you're writing. Okay, and then she talks on page 226 about fictional techniques. That's important. So there's a little bit of research behind that, or a little bit of exploration. She doesn't go into it. She isn't like doing a research paper here. She's just giving it to us so that we can see the depth of her examination here. And then the news, the hijacking of the 707, which was really one of those early terrorist kinds of things, which we never thought of as terrorists way back then, way before 9/11. But it's an important idea for how she's thinking about her writing here. And then the foreign languages, Bogota and Panama, these evoke certain ideas, and she's able to describe them in evocative sorts of ways, again for her purpose. And then the myth of the modern woman. This is the background behind her characters. Okay, she doesn't evoke it as much as she kind of presents it by telling us what her characters do. Okay, so here are the kinds of resources that you can use: interviews, magazines, TV, radio, movies, fan sites, books and articles about health and medicine, descriptions of home movies that you were in as a child, family entertainments, TV commercials, infomercials, events you participated in and that were recorded by others. So you could find out what they said about them, you could read what they said about them, you could look at photographs. Okay, and use all these things. Okay? All right, thanks.